Alright, this route starts with a 15-foot boulder problem. I'd say it's around V2. The bottom of it is kind of out of frame, but I'm going to start the video and you can see in a few seconds that I will reach my right hand to a nice hold about more than halfway up. I'm standing on a giant jug right now. It's feeling good. Establishing on some sloper side pulls and getting a left hand on a decent kind of sloper jug. I just want to make sure I have it in the right spot. Hips are a little stiff right now as I haven't warmed up, so I use a bit of a knee scum to help me step up. Again, feeling gingerly, moving slow and cautious because I don't want to fall 15 feet, even if it's onto some soft soil. Holding onto jugs, putting up the first clip. It's about 20 feet off the ground. Obviously, you're going to have to bring a pretty hefty stick clip to make that, but I would recommend just being confident in bouldering and clipping after you climb the boulder. I am now in my little cave of solitude, just hanging out, left leg pistol squatting. It's pretty relaxing. It's my safe space. Oh, I'm moving out of my safe space. All right. So this first sequence is actually a little bit scary if you haven't done it before because the right hand is quite high. I use the left hand, pausing it right there, using the left hand undercling to kind of establish position because the right hand is a side pull. I favor to kind of turn my left hip in, using a little bit of opposite hand and foot, going off of the right hand and left foot, flagging the right leg, so I can reach into this nice little mini sloper jug with the left hand, getting a really secure position. The feet are amazing. Putting the quick draw in the bolt, clipping. Right hand is pretty decent. You can shake out kind of briefly. You can't really recover like major bomber recover, but yeah, getting into the business of the climb right now. So I'd say the crux is pretty much between clips 2 and 3, which is where I'm at right now. The way I do it is slightly different than how other people do it. The feet here are not that inspiring. They don't look that good, but you know, when you use them, they're not bad. Here it's kind of tricky, a little bit off balance, grabbing a right hand pinch, which isn't that good. And then just one more move, getting a pretty good left hand crimp, stepping the right foot high, getting this pretty nice, sick right hand, probably a 2 to 3 finger mini jug. Just gonna pause it right there. I'd say clip from there because it's pretty secure. The right hand is really good and you're very close to the clip. All right, that was, you know, the crux, but there's still kind of the second half of the crux right above where I am. So I'm not that tall, but I'm tall enough to reach that hold. So I'm at full extension right now, getting the left hand. It's the hold is pretty positive, so I can kind of afford to compromise myself in this high extension. Getting the right foot high. Yeah, even chalking up a little bit. The right hand is not as good as the left hand, but you know, it'll do. Now I need to slap to a jug that is a little far away, but I'm gonna get the feet high. Frogging out. Pausing at the intermediate gas stone. Feeling weak. Desperately slapping to the sloper. Little sigh of relief. Oh yeah, this is the first climb of the day, so I am not warm at all, mentally or physically. Just happy I made that jug. And also when you know, establish the draws, you're spending maybe more than double the amount of time at each clip because you got to put the quick draw in the bolt, then the rope in the quick draw. I'm on this massive jug, so I'm just going to go up and put the next quick draw in, clip, and just come back down and rest a little bit more. This is pretty much the halfway point of the climb, and I'd say that's a thank God jug. You can pretty much hang out there for as long as you want. I'd say the hard work is done. That was at the bottom half of the climb from clips 2 to 3. You can take your well-deserved rest. I certainly am. Just moving some quick draws from the right side of my body to the left side of my harness. Shaking out a little bit more. And getting ready to resume the rest of the climb. Now there are kind of holds on both sides directly above me, maybe at 11 and 1 o'clock. I prefer to use the holds on both sides, even though you will get a little spanny with the arms. But all I'm really aiming for is to get my right foot into that massive jug I was resting on earlier, and then I'm pretty secure. Oh yeah, finding a pretty good hold right here. You can kind of see the little crack section above that I'm going to get into, and you know, I'm a pretty shitty trad climber, so I don't really mess with cracks, but this sequence doesn't really require any jams. So if you're not familiar with the climb, it could be a little bit tricky. What I do is I gas stone this right hand side pull, and then there's this little left hand gas stone kind of isolated by itself, but gets you in a really good position. Step the right foot up high, stand up, swap feet. My right hand's on about a little baby fist, maybe cat fist. You can hang off of that and, you know, clip, do all this stuff. Directly above that is a better sloper jug for you to rest on. You can do a little mini shake. This is not like the rest, but it's a rest. I'm just making sure I am not pumped to do the next 2-3 moves. Left hand pinches a brick, getting the left foot up high and getting to the best jug of the climb. Putting the final quick draw in its rightful place, clipping, and just chilling, doing a little milking that rest. You are at a bit of an angle, so you do have to kind of turn the hip in. If you are too square the whole time, it's not, the angle is, the positioning is just a little bit weird. So the last section of the climb, like I'm literally, I don't know, less than 10 feet from the top. But this has actually thrown off a few people. So if you're not very familiar with this, there are so many different ways to do it, but you can kind of see there is a little bit of a shallow flake, and it's not that sharp, so the positivity of the hold is not that good all around. If you're too low on it, it is a little slopery and not very inspiring. There's some crimps out left, but not that dope. Tried that route before. So I'm just really being cautious. You know, first climb of the day, I just want to freaking finish it, repeat my climb. Also, I don't want to get pumped because the project is on the line next to it. So just want to get a decent warm up. That's why I am milking this rest like a cow. All right, I'm going to go. Getting a very high left hand. Oh, didn't quite get it. Getting a high right foot. Left hand is good. Oh, you know what happened there? You know, there's I kind of slipped. I didn't like it. I felt like I was going to fall if I advanced. So, you know, you're at a pretty good spot. You can just back down, get back down to the jugs, and rest again. I think there was a family that was walking by like right as I was getting ready, and there's like all these kids, and they're like, look what he's doing. They were just hikers, so, and I allowed myself to be distracted a little bit. So you know, I don't want to fall in front of people watching on a climb that I've done before. So just playing it safe, coming back down, resting a little bit more. You know, the most glorious footage of climbing is the shakeout. Oh yeah, getting it all back for the last 8 feet. Pretty much 3 moves. But you know, you want to feel good on those 3 moves. All right, I'm going again. It's a high left foot. So you want to get the really high part with the left hand because it's a pretty decent pinch. It's kind of crappy below it. Getting a high left foot so I can side pull off those jugs. Another move, step up. It's like glory jugs the rest of the way. You stand up and the anchors are right there. And you clip and you're just grateful that you didn't fall. And that's radio static, guys.